is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the distinctive qualities of the nakshatras, which could be understood on the basis of their attached Gana. So now friends, as you must be knowing about this thing, that all the nakshatras could be categorized in three categories. Any nakshatra could be of a human class, could be of a demon class, or could be of a godly class. Now I explained and covered this thing at the time when I was going through all the 27 nakshatras, but there I did not go much into detail. So in this video we will try to get the deeper side of the importance of the Ganas, because friends, my approach towards all these mystic sciences is very psychological, and trust me, if you actually want to get a deeper side assessment or analysis of someone's personality, now this could be looking at from the perspective of the ascendant nakshatra or the moon nakshatra. So only if you will give attention towards the Gana or the purusharth, that is going to give you a lot many information. That is the only reason, friends, when we talk about the traditional approach of doing a marriage matrimonial matchmaking between two people, so over there, out of the traditional approach of calculating it out of the 36 gunas, so more than the planetary friendship like graha maitri, this Gana has been attached like close to 6 points. So out of 36, 6 points has been attached only to the Gana like compatibility between two people. So because of which, friends, like this concept holds a lot of importance, and in this video we will try to understand its modern day significance, because friends, trust me, any confusion or misunderstanding can actually make things go haywire. I will share my childhood experience over here. So now what happened, so during my childhood time, my family, they got our manual kundali astrology booklets, got done from a priest from a holy city. So I was in like 5th or 6th standard. So when those patri or kundli came to our home, my sister accidentally saw that. She just saw the first page. So because we did not have much knowledge about that, so she just saw that in my kundli, it was written the Gana as Rakshas, a demon. And in her case, in her chart, it was written as her Gana as the Deva, godly. So she just came to this conclusion that that is the only reason we all the time fight. And there is one more catch over here, like all the dentists or doctors in the community must be knowing about it. So during my teenage years, I had my 2 extra teeth which were coming from over here. So I had to get the braces and get those teeth down. So my sister just added 1 plus 1, that okay, he has his teeth coming from above like a demon, and her his Gana category is also of like a demon or Rakshas.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the...
And if you are a 90s kid, you must be knowing about it. Growing up in India, where we used to have all the Shiv Puran, Vishnu Puran, all these shows which I have watched growing up, and all those shows were all about demons and gods fighting all the time. And there was one common loop in all those like scriptures, and their depiction was that all the gods were on one side, demons were on one side, but Lord Shiva was the only one who was unbiased. And right from my childhood days, I was a born Shiva devotee, and this thing also used to fascinate me more, that Shiva is the only god who is very unbiased. But in the show, it has been depicted that demons are always going to Lord Shiva. So my sister just concluded everything and came to this conclusion. I don't know whether, because girls have this habit of they talk. So she even spread it in the school as well. I still remember once we had a house birthday party. So even her friends, I don't know why they were looking at me like this, that they were trying to see the horns in my head or what. I was just serving cold drinks or something. I just went to one of her school friend. I just asked like, okay, you want something? And she screamed, and she actually got so scared. And my mom started, shouting at me, what did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. So yeah, so that is the wrong depiction, that demon, Gana does not make you a devil. So I will explain that in today's video, that how can we understand its modern day significance and the true nectar of qualities. So now friends, to begin with first, now when I say these 3 categories, like we say a demon, god, or the human, what does it represent? Like I will take up all the 27 nakshatra chart later on. So friends, to begin with the godly nakshatras first. So definitely godly nakshatras manifest the qualities of being benevolent, being noble, being charitable, being kind. When we talk about the demons, demons could be ambitious, demons could be a little bit concerned for their own gains. When we talk about humans, human nakshatras fall in between. They hold this potential that at times they could be drifted towards the godly qualities as well, or they could drift towards the demon qualities as well. So on one side we have a staunch noble nakshatras, which are the godly nakshatras. On one side we have self-concerned category of the demon, and in between we have the Manushya or the human category of the nakshatras, which are very much ambitious and driven towards their fulfillment of their desires and their goals. Now friends, when I say this thing, so as you can see the chart right now in your screen, so we have the category of all these 27 nakshatras. So now as you can see over here that even the nakshatras of the planet Jupiter has been placed in the demon nakshatra. If you will see, even the nakshatra of the planet Ketu has also been placed in the demon category of the nakshatras. And if you will see over here, the nakshatra of the Rahu, which is the Swati, that has been placed in the godly category. So because of which, friends, you have to understand this thing. And whenever we talk about these categorization on the basis of the ganas, it becomes very important that all these qualities which a nakshatra is manifesting, it has been placed in a classification, in a category. So those godly qualities or the human qualities or the demon or demonic qualities, in which direction are going to be used. So for that you have to blend it with the purushartha or the four aims of the life. Now that could be of definitely four categories: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So dharma means where your motivation is of virtue, of righteousness. And now friends, it becomes very important that when we talk about the dharma aspect, so it all depends on individual to individual. The country you are living in, the culture you are living in, the religion you are following. So your dharma, your motivation and your virtue will be dependent on that. So the dharmic aspect of righteousness for someone living in a very orthodox community, in a very traditional community or country, is going to be entirely different from another person who is living in a country like States, Canada, or any of the Scandinavian country. So that is the point which I'm trying to say over here. So the first purushartha, four aims of life or motivation, could be of the dharma, where the motivation is of righteousness, of virtue. After that comes the artha. Now when we talk about the artha, it is about where your motivation is of accumulation of wealth, of the material aspect of the life. Now friends, the third aspect comes where the purushartha is the kama. So where we talk about that the motivation is towards pleasures, towards the fulfillment of the desires. And the last is of the moksha. Now friends, when we talk about the moksha, so we can say this thing where the primary motivation is of liberation, of self-realization, attainment of the purity. Now friends, you have understood that because our today's discussion is going to be dependent and solely diverted towards understanding the three categories of the Manushya, the human Gana, the godly Gana and the demonic Gana, so that if you know about it, you do not have to go through what I went through when I was a kid. So now what we will do is that we will try to first take up all these 27 nakshatras. We will first start with studying its placement in the category of the Gana, and we will correlate it with the four aims of the life which has been attached to that specific nakshatra. So now, okay friends, let's start first with the Ashwini nakshatra. Now as you can fairly see over here that Ashwini nakshatra belongs to the godly or the Deva Gana. So now what does that mean? That means that Ashwini holds these qualities of purity, of benevolence, all the godly qualities. Now friends, over here as well you have to stay very clear, like I was giving a mention of the Puranas. So even in the Puranas, if you will go there, you will get to know that the king amongst all the gods, which is Indra. So Indra did all the nefarious acts just to retain its position, maintain its throne. And there was one case of Prahlad, who was born as a in a family of the demons, of the Rakshasa, but he demonstrated all the pure sattvic qualities of the godly qualities. So because of which, friends, over here, now when I said a godly nakshatra, so even a godly nakshatra also holds the potential of doing something wrong, evil, and even a demon nakshatra can also manifest and do something purely noble. But over here, friends, we are just because getting deeper into the psychological aspect of it. So definitely demon nakshatra hold this key or potential to be kind of little bit rough, driven, and they might demonstrate a fighting spirit for what they want to attain. When we talk about godly nakshatra, they might manifest more of the righteous and purity and benevolent qualities. And Manushya or human nakshatra is going to be eligible for falling or drifting towards either of the side. So now, friends, as I was talking about the Ashwini nakshatra, so definitely Ashwini, because it belongs to the godly category, so that means that Ashwini holds this potential of using its powers of healing, using its power of quickness and spontaneity for some noble causes. Because not only Ashwini belongs to the godly category, if you will look at the chart of the 4 aims of life of the purushartha, you will see that Ashwini also belongs to the dharma category. So that in itself means that Ashwini can actually manifest the purest of the qualities of not only demonstrating the benevolent qualities, but also sticking in the right track, in the right path as well. Now, friends, the second nakshatra could be, let's take up the case of Bharani. Now, Bharani belongs to the human category in the Gana table. Now, friends, when we talk about the human category, so as you can see that the rulership of the Bharani goes to the planet Venus. So now Venus, which actually manifests a lot of the Rajasi qualities. So Bharani holds this key and this potential of adapting itself or molding itself as per the need of the hour. And now, friends, if you will see over here, Bharani also belongs to the Artha category in the table of the 4 aims of the life. So that in itself tells about that, yes, the energies of Bharani could be very much material driven or could be very much driven towards the human plane. Now, friends, let's move forward to the Kritika nakshatra, which belongs to the demon category. So now, friends, as you know that the rulership of the Kritika goes to the planet Sun. Now, Kritika in itself carries within itself lot many revolting, rebelling qualities, but for the right and the just causes. Now, just because it belongs to the demon category, so that means it could be very adamant, it could be very unrelenting in its approach towards fighting status quo. Now, friends, if you will see in the 4 aims of the life Purushartha table, over here Kritika belongs to the Kama category. So now that in itself means if you will blend the Gana and the Purushartha, so that is going to give us this indication that in order to fulfill its desires, Kritika natives or Kritika influence could be very stubborn. Moving ahead, friends, now when we talk about the Mrigshira nakshatra, now, friends, Mrigshira definitely belongs to the godly category. The rulership of the Mrigshira goes to the planet Mars. And if you will open up the Purushartha table, so Mrigshira falls in the Moksha category. So that can be seen as a very good sign. So that in itself tells about that not only Mrigshira possess the quality of benevolence, being charitable, following the right path, but also using these godly qualities, Mrigshira can also hold this potential for the attainment of self-realization, of complete liberation. Now, friends, when I say over here self-realization or when I talk about the moksha, so again over here as well, it depends on individual to individual. Now, self-realization could be in the form of whatsoever task or whatsoever path you are following. You could be seen as a epitome, you could be seen as the symbol of purity or best in your chosen field. So that kind of purity, that kind of, becoming an inspiration. So those are the qualities which in today's day and age will get applicable. But definitely if a nakshatra is both godly and moksha is the path, that in itself manifests very strong karma which is driven towards the spiritually elevating qualities. Now, friends, moving ahead, now next is the Rohini nakshatra, which belongs to the human category. So now, friends, if you will see, because Rohini has got a lot of purity, imaginative qualities, lot of attention given towards the beautiful aspect of the life. And now if we will see in the Purushartha table, Rohini again belongs to the Moksha category. So now over here friends, like the way I mentioned this thing, that when we talk about the compromises or sacrifice, a godly nakshatra might not be very much willing towards that, but just because the human category of the nakshatras are always adaptable, are always open towards. So now just because in order to attain that state of purity, of self-realization in your chosen craft, in your chosen field, Rohini nakshatras could be very flexible towards that. So now friends, do not get confused over here. I will again simplify it. When I talk about the ganas, that is going to tell you about the personality. And when I talk about the purushartha, is going to tell about using this personality, using these qualities and traits, you will follow this specific path. Now this could be anything. Now if your objective is to become a politician, so your style, your personality is the gana, and the approach which you are going to take is going to be of the Purushartha. So now friends, moving ahead. Now when I talk about the Ashlesha Nakshatra, so Ashlesha belongs to the demon category. So that in itself means that Ashlesha could be stubborn, Ashlesha could be rough in its desires, in its personality. Now what is the path where Ashlesha has been placed? So now Ashlesha has been placed in the Dharma category. So now this could be seen as a very good sign that the Ashlesha Nakshatra could be very stubborn. Ashlesha Nakshatra could be very adamant in order to follow its motivation, which is of the dharma, which is of the righteousness, which is of the virtue. Friends, moving to the Punarvasu Nakshatra. So now friends, Punarvasu belongs to the godly category. So that in itself means that Punarvasu has got all these qualities of benevolence and care within itself. So this is what the personality of the nakshatra, and the path which it is going to take is of the Artha. So that in itself means that if your moon nakshatra is of Punarvasu, so that means that you carries all the godly qualities of care, of benevolence, and using all those personality traits, you could be driven towards the path of the Artha, of the material accomplishment in the life. Now you could use this blending approach for your academics, for your political career, for any of your entrepreneurial dreams and goals with this approach. Because friends, Punarvasu is actually the nakshatra of the Lord Ram in itself, like who is being seen as the epitome of all the good virtues and merits. Now friends, next is the Ardra. Now Ardra belongs to the human category. So Ardra could drift towards either of the side depending on the need of the hour. And if you will look at the four aims of life, over here Ardra belongs to the Kama category. So as you can see that Ardra has got lot of flexibility to it, and its ultimate approach and path is of the fulfillment of the desires. Definitely it is the nakshatra of the Rahu only. Moving ahead friends, now next nakshatra is the Magha, which belongs to the demon category. So that in itself means that the energies of Magha demonstrate the personality of being adamant, being stubborn, could be rough as well. Now in which of the Purushartha Magha falls? So friends, over here Magha falls in the Artha category. So that in itself means that if your moon nakshatra is of Magha, so you could be very much adamant, driven towards fulfilling the ultimate goal of attainment of finances or wealth in your chosen field, in your chosen craft. That is the only reason friends Magha is been attached with the throne. Now friends, moving ahead is the Pushya Nakshatra. Now Pushya belongs to the godly category, which can be seen as that Pushya manifests all the qualities of care and benevolence. See, Pushya in itself means poshan, nourishment. Now if we will see the aim in which it has been placed. So Pushya has been placed in the Dharma category, so which can be seen as a very good sign. That is the only reason friends, like Pushya people can actually become a true humanitarian, nurses, people in the medical field, service field. So these people can do very good because these are amongst those people who actually and genuinely care for someone. Moving ahead friends, now next is the Purva Falguni Nakshatra. So now friends, Purva Falguni belongs to the human category. Now definitely this nakshatra manifests the qualities and a personality which could adapt and mold itself as per the need of the hour. And if you open the Purushartha table, over here Purva Falguni belongs to the Kama category. So definitely friends, like Purva Falguni, the rulership of this nakshatra goes to the planet Venus. So on a humanly plane, this is a nakshatra which is very much driven towards happiness, enjoyment, pleasures. So this alignment, this personality of being human and being driven towards the path of the Kama fulfillment of pleasures, happiness and desires, definitely justify its qualities. Now friends, moving to the Chitra Nakshatra. So now friends, Chitra has been placed in the demon category. So that in itself means that Chitra could manifest the qualities and a personality driven towards being very stubborn, adamant and focused towards the goals. Now if you will open up the Purushartha table, over here you will see that Chitra falls in the Kama category. So that can be seen as a very good sign for the attainment of wealth, fulfillment of your desires, projecting a very leadership style, and actually working on towards the embellishment and the beautiful aspect of the life. So this placement and this alignment is definitely going to tell you about the essential integral qualities of a nakshatra, where it is going to be very stubborn, very firm and driven towards the attainment of the goals and fulfillment of all the desires. Now friends, if you will see the Hasta Nakshatra, now Hasta falls in the godly category, that in itself manifests very benevolent and benefic, charitable, care for each other qualities and that kind of personality. Now if you will open up the Purushartha table, over here the Hasta falls in the Moksha category. So that can be seen as a very good sign, friends, because when we talk about the Moksha, it has everything to do with the self-realization. Liberation over here can be understood in the form of the purity. Now as you know that Hasta has been considered as the true handyman of the zodiac belt. So whatsoever profession or craft they are gonna take their interest in, they can actually hold this potential of remaining very righteous, very true, very disciplined in their craft, and they can also attain that sort of purity in their chosen craft. Now friends, talking about the Uttara Falguni falls in the human category, adaptable, adjustable, could get molded as per the need of the hour. And if you will see in the Purushartha table, so Uttara Falguni belongs to the Moksha category over here as well, so which can be seen as a very good sign. So someone who is going to be very adjustable, very flexible. This is the nakshatra which is being ruled by the planet Sun, and over and above that, being falling in the Moksha category can be seen as that you could be manifesting the qualities of being flexible, but all of that flexibility is going to be utilized for that self-realization in your chosen path, in your chosen craft. Now friends, when we talk about Vishakha falls in the demon category. So that in itself means that Vishakha could be very much driven towards the fulfillment of its goals. Like that is the only reason Vishakha natives many times get obsessed towards what they want. And if you will see in the Purushartha table, Vishakha falls in the Dharma category. So again, there could be a personality which is driven towards obsession, but the ultimate motivation and drive is going to be of the righteousness. Now friends, when we talk about the Swati Nakshatra, now friends, Swati falls in the category of the godly nakshatra. And now if you will see over here that the godly nakshatra manifests the qualities of the care for each other. And as you know this thing that Swati is actually considered as the most savvy nakshatra amongst all the 27 nakshatras when we talk about good social skills, people management skills. And now friends, if you will see in the Purushartha table, Swati falls in the Artha category. So that is the only reason Swati in a way is considered as one of the wealthiest nakshatra. Like if I were to pick any two random nakshatra, my best bet is going to be on either Swati or Dhanishta in terms of the accumulation of humongous wealth. Now friends, moving ahead, now when we talk about the Purvashadha, so now friends, Purvashadha falls in the human category. So it means it is flexible, adaptable, adjustable, could get molded up as per the need of the hour. And now friends, if you will see, Purvashadha falls in the Moksha category. So that can be seen as a very good sign that your personality could be adaptable, moldable, but at the end of the day, the ultimate path which you are going to follow, the energies of this nakshatra is going to follow is of purity, of self-realization, completely getting submerged towards your goals. Now friends, next nakshatra is of Jyeshtha. Jyeshtha falls in the demon category. So now friends, as you know that when we talk about the demon qualities, they manifest a lot of the qualities of obsession, seniority, power, authority. So even with the qualities of Jyeshtha, a lot many times the Indra qualities, like the king amongst the gods, Indra has also been depicted manifesting these kind of qualities. Now again friends, there is nothing wrong, there is nothing wrong or right or good or bad. It all comes down to in which way you are utilizing those energies. Now friends, if you will open up over here in the Purushartha table, the same Jyeshtha nakshatra falls in the Artha category. So now over here we get to know that the little bit of the self-willedness of the Rakshasa qualities, the demon qualities, could be utilized towards the aim of fulfillment of the or attainment of the wealth and the material pleasure. That is the only reason Jyeshtha has always this kind of notion towards seniority, attainment of power and authority and all of that, and they tend to remain lucky in getting that because of the, again friends, now they tend to remain lucky in getting that power or getting or reaching to that seniority position. So that is not something which the purushartha is giving you that information. It is the gana which is giving you that information, that they could be very rigid, they could be rough in order to reach where they want to reach. Now friends, when we talk about the Anuradha Nakshatra, definitely Anuradha falls in the godly category. So that in itself means the qualities of the purity, benevolence, because Anuradha is considered as one of the best nakshatra for the devotion, path of bhakti. Now friends, if you will see in the Purushartha table, so over here Anuradha falls in the Dharma category. So that in itself means purity, benevolence, and the primary motivation is of virtue, of righteousness. Now friends, after that comes the Uttarashadha Nakshatra. So Uttarashadha Nakshatra manifests the qualities of the sun. It falls in the human category. That in itself means that it could adjust, adapt or mold itself as per the need of the hour. And now friends, if you will see in the Purushartha category, so over here friends, the Uttarashadha falls in the Moksha category. So that can be seen as a very good sign. You could be flexible, but this flexibility you are going to use to completely dissolve or completely submerge in the path which you are going to follow in this lifetime. Now this could be for your professional success, this could be for bhakti, this could be devotion towards any philanthropic cause or something. Now friends, moving ahead, now comes the Mula Nakshatra. Now Mula Nakshatra falls in the demon category of the Rakshasa category. So that in itself means that there is a lot of self-willedness which is attached over here. So wheresoever you are going to focus yourself, you could be kind of unrelentingly driven towards that path. So this is what the demonic energy represent. And now friends, because in the Purushartha table, the Mula Nakshatra is going to fall in the Kama category. So that in itself means that your personality could manifest the traits of the demon, which is about being rigid, being firm. You could be rough, you could be self-driven, or you might be selfish is not the right word to use, but yes, driven towards your own needs, putting your own needs first, and this could be utilized for the fulfillment of the desires. That is the only reason friends I say this thing, that Mula is a very intense energy of transformation and of chaos. Now it all comes down to in which direction you are going to put those energies. Now friends, Shravan Nakshatra falls in the godly categories. That in itself means that Shravan manifests the qualities of the purity, benevolence, care for each other. This nakshatra can actually act as a nourisher. As you know that this nakshatra is associated with the planet moon and also with the Lord Vishnu. And if you will open up the Purushartha table, over here Shravan falls in the Artha category. So that also tells about that all these pure qualities could be utilized while being chasing all of your material dreams and your goals in the life. Now friends, when I talk about the Purubhadrapada, so Purubhadrapada falls in the human category. So it manifests the qualities of being adaptable, being very adjustable, because even the Devta associated with this nakshatra is Ajaikapada, which is considered as a very fierce god, and the rulership goes to the planet Jupiter. Now friends, if you will open up the Purushartha table, so over here the Purubhadrapada falls in the Artha category. So this intensity and adaptability of the Purubhadrapada could be utilized for the attainment of all of your material goals. Now friends, next is the Dhanishta Nakshatra. So now friends, over here you can fairly see that Dhanishta falls in the demon category. So that in itself means that Dhanishta could be a little bit driven towards its own needs. Dhanishta, because it carries the energies of the planet Mars. It could be rough, it could be ambitious, it could be selfish to an extent as well, but only to follow the aim or path of life which is driven towards the dharma. So the motivation is of the virtue, of the dharma, of the righteousness, and in order to or being in that pursuit, Dhanishta could manifest the qualities that it is going to be very strict, it is going to be very rough in order to follow what it has to follow, the moral code or conduct of the society. Now friends, next is the Revati Nakshatra. So this is the nakshatra of my sister. So Revati Nakshatra, which is the godly nakshatra and which is the Moksha Nakshatra. So that in itself means that Revati carries all these godly qualities of benevolence, of charity, of care for each other. And even when we talk about from the aims of life, so here it falls in the moksha category of self-realization, of purity, of liberation. Now again friends, in modern day and age, with this kind of alignment, like because even lately my sister is more inclined towards full-time devoting herself towards healing, towards Reiki. So you can fairly see the kind of purity which the energy of this nakshatra possesses. Now you could be a Reiki healer. With this kind of alignment, you could be an artist, you could be an actor, you could be a musician. So whichsoever path you're going to follow, definitely the qualities of this nakshatra is going to always motivate you towards remaining pure and following the path of that self-realization, getting completely submerged in your chosen craft, in your path in the life. Now friends, next is the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So now as you know that Uttara Bhadrapada is a nakshatra which is being ruled by the planet Saturn. This nakshatra manifests and carries the potential of lot of spiritual powers and spiritual merits. Now friends, this nakshatra falls in the category of the human, and as per the aims of life, over here it falls in the Kama category. So now friends, over here as well, it all comes down to in which field or which craft or which direction you are giving to your life. So now let's say for example, if this is going to be a person who is going to be very much devoted towards the professional success. So native in his professional front is going to be very adjustable, very accommodatable. Like he is not going to be a person who is going to be very utopian, very idealistic, which could be a godly category. Nor this person is going to be extremely self-driven, which could be a demonic category. So this is the personality traits which this nakshatra influence can manifest while being in the pursuit of the fulfillment of the desires, or being in the pursuit of the enjoyment and pleasure to your body, mind, soul. And friends, the last is the Sadbhisha Nakshatra, which falls in the demon category. So that in itself means that Sadbhisha could be very rough, could be very stark, could be very kind of aggressive as well, but the ultimate objective is, which if you will open up the Purushartha table or the aims of the life table, over here it falls in the Dharma category. So Sadbhisha could manifest very stark, very unrelenting qualities in order to stay firm on the path which the soul has taken or chosen for in this lifetime. This could be for profession, this could be for service, this could be for healing, this could be for art and creativity. So unrelenting qualities which are coming from the demon category but being put in the path of the dharma. So this is something friends which I wanted to say. I will try to do a Graha Maitri, planetary friendship or the Bhakut in next video. I cannot guarantee over here, but over here I just wanted to unload my pain which I went through growing up when I was being labeled as a demon by my own family. So okay friends, for further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.